Shri Matre Namaha. Let us continue Shiva Leela's part 2. Prayer. Omkara Bindu Samyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginaha Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo Namaha. In Shiva Leela part 2, there are so many interesting topics can be heard, seen in detail. Now, see one of the incident in Shiva Leela, Tamil poet Nakiran with Shiva. How? Let us see in detail. Once Lord Shiva curses and forgives Nakiran. A Pandyan king of Madurai felt that his queen's hair had some kind of natural fragrance. A doubt arose in his mind as to whether human hair could have natural fragrance or could be rendered fragrant only through association with flowers of scents. He went to the Sangam or Tamil Academy the next day, suspended a bag containing 1,000 gold pieces and said to the poets that anyone who would write a poem clearing the doubt he entertained in his mind would get the gold coins as a prize, reward. Many poets composed poems, but they were not able to satisfy the king. Darumi, a Brahmin priest in the temple, was extremely very poor. He requested Lord Shiva thus, "Oh, all merciful Lord, I am very poor. I wish to marry now. Relieve me of my poverty. Help me to get these gold coins now. I take refuge, means shelter in you alone." Lord Shiva gave him a poem and said, "Take this poem to the Sangam. You will get the gold coins." The king was immensely pleased with the song as it cleared his doubt, but the Sangam poets did not accept it. Nakira, one of them, said that there was a flaw in the poem. The poor priest was greatly afflicted at heart. He came back to the temple, stood in front of the Lord and said, "O Lord, I feel very much for this. The meaning of the poem is, O fair winged bee, you spend your time in gathering the flower dust. Do not speak out of love, but speak out of truth. Is there any among the flowers known to you that is more fragrant than the hair of his damsel, who is most loving, is of the color of the peacock, and has beautiful rows of teeth?" Thereupon Lord Shiva assumed the form of a poet, went to the Sangam and asked, which poet found out flaw in the poem? Then Nakira, one of the devotees of Lord Shiva, said, "It is I who said that this is a flaw." Mistake. Lord Shiva asked, "What is the flaw?" Nakiran said, "There is no flaw in the composition of words. There is a flaw in the meaning." Lord Shiva said, "May I know what defect is there in the meaning?" Then Nakira said, "The hair of a damsel has no natural fragrance. It gets the fragrance from association with the flowers." Lord Shiva said, "Does the hair of Parvati or Padmini also possess fragrance by association with flowers? Nakira said, yes. Lord Shiva said, does the hair of celestial damsels also possess fragrance by the association with its flowers? Nakira replied, yes. Their hair become fragrant by association with Mandara flowers. Lord Shiva said, does the hair of Parvati, who is on the left side of Lord Shiva, whom you worship, possess a fragrance by association with the flowers? Nakira replied, yes, quite so. Lord Shiva slightly opened his third eye. Nakira said, I am not of this third eye. Even if you are Lord Shiva, even if you show your eyes throughout your whole body, there is flaw in this poem. The fire from the third eyes of Lord Shiva fell upon Nakira. Nakira was not able to bear the heat. At once he jumped into the neighboring lotus tank to cool himself. Then all the poets approached Lord Shiva and said, O Lord, forgive Nakira, pardon Nakira. Lord Shiva appeared before Nakira. Through the grace of Lord Shiva, his body was removed into cool. He repented for his mistake and said, I pointed defect even for the hairs of Parvati. No one but the Lord Shiva can pardon me. Then he sang a song with intense devotion. Lord Shiva entered the tank and brought him to the shore. Then Nakira and other poets gave the pursuit of gold to Darumi, a poor poet, no? Who already previously brought with the help of Lord Shiva. Know your Guru's devotion to the Lord dawns in the heart of a man who has done virtuous actions in his previous births without expectation of fruits, and egoism or the idea of the agency. Devotion leads to knowledge of the self, means jnana, and through jnana one can attain moksha or final emancipation. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a king called Veera Sindhu, the king of Kalinga country. He did severe penance, means tapas or meditation and yoga in his previous birth, but did not attain salvation, means moksha. He became a yoga brashtas. He had to enjoy the fruits of some residual karmas from his last birth of a king. He took his birth as a son of a king. When he attained the proper age, he was crowned as the king of the Kalinga country, Kalinga Desha. He ruled the kingdom for a period of 10 years. Owing to the force of previous spiritual samskaras and the grace of the Lord, discrimination and dispassion dawned in his heart, he reflected within himself, I am doing the same acts of eating, drinking and sleeping. My several forefathers who ruled the country had been reduced to the dust. I have no peace of mind in spite of my wealth and dominion. I should get a guru and obtain initiation from him to get the knowledge of the Atman and reach the abode of immortality. and eternal bliss. King Veerasindhu sent his invitation to all the pandits, scholars, sadhus, sannyasis, and mahatmas, great souls. He wrote in the letter how I will give half of my dominion, kingdom, to that supreme Guru who will give me the right initiation and make me to realize the self. To understand Atma Jnana. If he fails to do so, he will be put into the prison. That also amendment passed. Many pandits and sadhus saw the king. One gave him Taraka mantra. Another gave Taraka mantra, Ram Namam. Panchakshara mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. A third one gave him Ashtakshara mantra. What is that? Om Namo Narayana. But no one was able to satisfy the king. He put them all in the prison. He had initiation into these mantras in his previous births. King Veerasindhu became very black complexion. He wore some rocks and appeared before the king. The king went in advance to receive him. Through the grace of Lord, he came to know that the coolie was none other than Lord Shiva. The coolie raised his hand towards the king and said, "Stop," and vanished immediately. The king understood that the Guru has commanded him to stop the mind and control its movements. The king closed his eyes while he was straining and did not allow the mind to think of the sensible objects. He controlled all the modifications of the mind. It was easy for him as he had to practice yoga and meditation in his previous birth. He entered into Nirvikalpa Samadhi and became like a statue. He did not open his eyes. The ministers were waiting in the Darbar hall for hours together. King Veerasindhu did not open his eyes for days together. Then the ministers reflected, the king is in Samadhi now. We do not know when he will return from the Samadhi. He will have to manage the affair of the state. They removed the ring from his finger and used it for putting the seal in the papers of the state. The king opened his eyes after 6 years and asked the ministers, "Where is my Guru?" The ministers replied, "O venerable king, the Guru said a word to your majesty and vanished at once. You are standing here like a statue for the last 6 years. Not easy one. We are conducting the affairs of the state with the aid of your ring, finger ring. It symbolizes, it is an authentic stamp to pass the bills or anything to rule the kingdom. Here is the seal of your ring in all the registers and papers, the political affairs." The king was struck with the awe and wonder. He thought within himself, 6 years have passed like a second. I enjoyed supreme bliss. He left the palace and entered the forest and sat in samadhi. The force of the yogic samskaras of the king that was generated by the practice of yoga in his previous birth helped him in the attainment of the beatitude in this birth. Those who have not much piety and religious inclination in this birth should also do japa, kirtan, meditation, and study of religious books. They should live in the company of sages. They will develop good religious samskaras. These will be a valuable asset for them in the next birth. They will start the practice of yoga in the next birth, in the early age. It is difficult to say in what form of the Guru or the Lord Shiva did, or in the form of an untouchable as Lord Krishna did, or in the form of a groom as Lord Shiva did. The aspirants must be very careful and vigilant to detect the Lord in the various forms which he assumes. Lord Shiva drinks poison once. The Devas and the Asuras had a formidable fight for a very long period. Many Devas and Asuras died in the fight. The Devas thought that they should prolong their lives by drinking nectar, and that they continue the war. They approached Brahma with this desire in view. Brahma said, "This work cannot be done by me. It can be done only by Lord Vishnu." Whatever the thing had happened, the salvation can be given by Lord Vishnu only. Thereupon Brahma and Devas approached Lord Hari in Kshetrasagara. Lord Hari asked the Devas and Asuras to churn the milky ocean with the help of Mandaragiri as a churning rod and Vasuki, the serpent, as the rope. As they went on churning the ocean, first what happened? Poison came out from the ocean. The terrible poison began to burn the people into ashes. The Devas and Asuras and Rishis began to fly away. Lord Vishnu was not able to destroy the poison. His body also became very black. He ran to Kailasa along with the Devas and Brahma to see Lord Shiva. He reported to Lord Shiva all that had happened. Thereupon, Lord Shiva collected the entire poison and kept it as a drop in the palm of his hand and swallowed it like a small tablet, homeo tablet. Then Lord Vishnu and Brahma requested Lord Shiva to keep it in his neck as a mark of their protection. Lord Shiva did it accordingly. Due to the effect of the poison, his throat became blue. The nose is called Neelakantha. That is another. From that day onwards, Lord Shiva is called by the name of Neelakantha, Kalakanthamurti, etc. Then Lord Shiva said to them, "If you churn again, you will get nectar and several other things." Then all started again the churning of the Milky Ocean and attained nectar and many other things. All the Devas drank the nectar and rejoiced heartily. Lord Shiva rides on the bull, turning off Chaturyuga to 1,000 times is a day of Brahma. Such a 30 days make a month for him. Such 12 months make a year for him. Such 100 years make the full life of Brahma. The whole life period of Brahma is a day for Lord Vishnu. After 100 years, Lord Vishnu also will pass away or merge himself in Parabrahman. All the andas will perish on account of the heavy blowing of Prachanda Vayu. The 7 oceans, Sapta Samudra, Sapta Sagaras, will ebb high and cover the whole world. Lord Shiva alone will exist. He will burn everything into ashes through his fierce third eye and then dance. Vigorous Pralaya Tandava. That Shiva Tandava is called Pralaya Natanam, Pralaya Tandava. The Dharma Devata or the Lord of Virtue reflected within himself, how can I attain immortality? If I approach Lord Shiva only, I can attain this. He assumed the form of a bull, went to Lord Shiva and said, My venerable Lord, kindly accept me as the vehicle and thus protect me. Lord Shiva agreed to the humble request of the God of Dharma and said, Conduct the Dharma with 4 feet in Krita Yuga, with 3 feet in Treta Yuga, with 2 feet in Dwapara Yuga. On account of my grace, you will be endowed with all splendor and powers. You will be always my vehicle. You will be one with me. When Lord Shiva destroyed Tripuras or the 3 cities, Lord Vishnu assumed the form of a bull and supported Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva wears a Ganga on his head once upon a time. In Mount Kailasa, Parvati closed the eyes of Lord Shiva with her hands. Thereupon, the sun, moon, and fire did not shine forth. This caused a terrible havoc in the world. All were developed by darkness for a long period. Lord Shiva opened his third eye a bit. The sun, moon, fire began to shine again and all darkness vanished. Just to opening bit. Parvati has frightened. She removed her hands and dropped down the perspiration from her fingers. This perspiration was turned into 10 Ganges. Perspiration means sweating. Turned into 10 Ganges with countless branches. These rivers did much havoc to the world. Thereupon Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Indra ran to Lord Shiva and requested him to avoid this catastrophe. Lord Shiva felt compassionate and brought the whole waters in one hair of his matted locks. Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Indra requested Lord Shiva to give them a little of the water of the Ganga for their words. Lord Shiva gave them a little. They became Virajanadi in Vaikuntha, Manasatirtha in Satyaloka, Devaganga in Indraloka. King Bhagirath brought down the Ganga from Brahmaloka to save the 60,000 sons of Sagara. Lord Shiva's Leela of begging the rishis of Dwarkavanam to add that there was no use in loving and adoring Lord Shiva, and they could attain moksha through the performance of sacrifices. They left off worship of the Lord Shiva and did sacrifices vigorously. Then Lord Shiva said to Lord Hari, assume the form of Mohini and enter the abode of all rishis in Dwarka forest. They have no regard for me now. They are treading the wrong path now. We should teach them a severe lesson. Excite their passion and delude them. Destroy their vratas. He also put on the fourth form of a mendicant beggar. Thereupon Lord Hari assumed the form of Mohini and entered in dwelling places of the rishis in Dwarkavana. All the rishis left or lost their power of understanding and the discrimination and followed Mohini under the strong excitement of passion. Lord Shiva entered the Paranakutis of the wives of the rishis, sang the shrutis and hymns beautifully, and roamed about a mendicant beggar. The wives of rishis became excited and followed Lord Shiva. They entreated him in a variety of ways to satisfy them. Lord Shiva multiplied himself and appeared in the mind of each woman. All the wives of the rishis enjoyed heartily. They all brought forth in the morning 18,000 rishis with matted locks, danda, and kamandalu. They all prayed for Lord Shiva in the forest. Lord Shiva blessed him to do the tapas. The rishis acted accordingly. The rishis witnessed the condition of their wives and said, we were deluded by the enchanting Mohini. The mendicant beggar spoiled the chastity of our wives. Lo, how powerful is lust! Mysterious is Maya. Lord Shiva wears trident, deer skin, etc. The rishis of Dwarkavana performed a yajna to destroy Lord Shiva. A cruel tiger came out of the fire. They commanded the tiger to kill Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva killed the tiger and wore the skin around his waist. Then they created a trident to kill Lord. Lord Shiva wore it in his hand as his instrument. Then they created a deer with sharp horns to kill the Lord. Lord Shiva wore it in his left hand. Later on, they created countless black cobras to kill of the Lord. Shiva wore them as his ornaments. Then they created countless Bhutakanas to kill the Lord. Lord Shiva made them his army. Then they created Damaru to kill the Lord. Muyalaka marched with Yajna fire to destroy Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva held the fire as Malu in his hand and kept the Ashura under his feet. Lord Shiva has Zuma on his left. After the Samhara was over, Lord Brahma, born of the grace of Lord Shiva, thought of creating all beings. He created Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara and Sanat Sujata. They did not enter the life of householders. They developed wisdom and became great yogis. Lord Brahma went to Vaikunta and saw Lord Hari and said to him, O Venerable Lord, I am not able to continue the creation. Sanaka, Sanandana, etc. have become yogis. They do not wish to become householders. Kindly suggest me a way to continue my work of creation. Lord Vishnu said, this is not my power. Let us go to Lord Shiva, who abides at Kailasa. Brahma and Vishnu saw the Lord of Kailasa and said to him, O God of gods, the creative work of Brahma has been stopped, as 4 Kumaras have become yogis. Kindly bless him to continue his creative work. Then Lord Shiva looked at the left side of his chest. Uma took her birth from Lord Shiva's left side. Lord Shiva said to them, now there is no difficulty in creation. It will continue without any interruption, means hitch. Thereupon Brahma and Vishnu repaired to their respective abodes. Then Lord Brahma created the worlds through the grace of Lord Shiva. Men and women lived together happily and brought forth offsprings. Thus, Lord Shiva's Leelas are indescribable and worshipable only by us with our deep devotion. Let us get the blessings of Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Akantaaya Kalyananidhe Nidhedanam Shri Venkatanivasaaya Srinivasaaya Mangalam Mangalasasanapraya Ramadacharya Purogamaihi Sarvesha Purvairacharya Sakrutaya Sumangalam.